What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fanatically Speaking. I'm Kent.
I'm Log Off. I'm the Log Off legend. And we're here to say everything that every fan is thinking, but louder and probably a little crazier. Get ready. This is Fanatically Speaking with Kent and Log Off. You know what's funny? Like, I'm not a social media hater. I'm a social media hater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want people to think that I get on the internet and start hating people on social media. That's not what I do.
The first half was absolutely horrible. You know, just inept offense, inept defense, special teams, you name it.
I'm gonna turn into Oprah. Why were you so angry?
He sucks this season. This game, whatever's going on, right? And the very next pitch, guess what they do? They double homer, and he's like, "Told you, Dad. Why are you always knocking down people?"
You got the highs and the lows.
Yeah. So I knew that
you need the highs and the lows, and
so I do that. Yeah. But
I'm trying to be the voice of reason here.
I am what I am.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fanatically Speaking. I'm Kent, the co-host and promoter.
I'm Log Off, the Log Off legend, hater of social media, co-host and producer of the show.
And today's episode is the Christmas episode. And
it's Christmas time.
It's Christmas time, yes. And we're going to combine some of the topics or some of the categories that we normally talk about. So it's going to be a combination of movies and sports world.
Yes, yeah, movies and sports. We got a couple of themes we're going to run with, but I think you guys will be able to pick it up as we're putting it down. Just try to have some fun. The holiday episodes are fun for me. The Halloween was super fun. The Thanksgiving episode was fun. So we'll have some fun with the Christmas one too.
Try to. That's what we try to have fun.
Yes.
So the first thing we're gonna get it going with the movies. You know, favorite, underrated, worst. What you got?
So I mean, when it comes to favorite, I get stuck on like the specific words that we use to describe shit. So when you say favorite, to me, it's something that always has like watchability, and like if it's on, you'll always stop, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes until it gets to the commercial break. You'll just stay tuned to it. But in terms of Christmas movies, the one thing I'll say that's probably the most disappointing is there's no real like recent classics.
Okay.
Like I had somebody pitch one to me that was like from 2008, but
wow.
For me, just kind of like my favorite. I mean, it's really only two. It's the original Home Alone, so the first one, the OG.
Yeah.
And Die Hard.
Die Hard.
It's like that. That's it. Like it's. Yeah, man. John McClane, Hans Gruber. Like, yeah, like all day. And it's and again, it's one of those movies like that. It doesn't matter at what part of the movie you see 3 seconds of a scene, you go, oh, that's Die Hard. And you can stop and give it a look. Home Alone, kind of the same thing. But, what I found is I've got a newfound respect for Home Alone. It's a lot of little goofy things in that movie that's funny.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know why, like when the pizza delivery guy pulls up and keeps running over the little statue in the front. Yeah. I don't know why it makes me chuckle every time. Every time? It's ridiculous and it's dumb.
Yeah.
But I didn't appreciate it that much when I was young watching it. But now it's like, look at this dummy just running into it every single time. And they leave it right there and they never move it. And people just keep running it over.
It's a running bit in the movie that no matter if it's the airport shuttle, the pizza guy, it doesn't matter who it is. If you're going up front, you're gonna hit that statue.
Yeah, and by the way, in this dope ass house, this circular half circle driveway where the cars can just pull up right to the front of the steps. We're gonna put this statue right here in a way so that people can run it over. Even the wet bandits running it over.
Yeah, man.
What you got for movies?
Man, I mean, obviously, Home Alone is up there. We could get into Die Hard because not everybody considers that a Christmas movie.
I'm willing to fight whenever you are.
Yeah, I put it in like the category. I think it's in like its own category though. That it's a movie that happens during Christmas. And I've got one that's one of my favorites and one of the funniest movies, and I watch it every year. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that one now. So the category of Die Hard, I put like Batman Returns, Gremlins.
That's a good one.
You know, those are like movies at Christmas. And I'm probably missing one. But another one that is during Christmas, but really doesn't have anything to do with Christmas outside of the traveling part of how the location ends up happening. And that's Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds, Anna Faris.
And Sandra Bullock, right?
No. Just Friends.
Anna Faris.
Amy Smart, Ryan Reynolds. And it is one of the funniest movies you'll ever watch. It's, to me, it's an always, it's not about Christmas, but set at Christmas. So that's my Die Hard. And I know they're not even the same or close to popularity. And obviously you can never go wrong with Batman movies or Gremlins. But yeah, as far as those classics, and then I'm gonna give you one that is my like underrated. And then I also give you a newer one that people should check out. I'm torn. And you know me, it's hard sometimes for me to make decisions when we do these things. Because Home Alone is up there. A Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, and the Santa Claus. I feel like, and you can throw an Elf there, right? Different years I go through different, I don't know, moods, what I want to watch a lot. Home Alone always hits. The Santa Claus always hits. Christmas Vacation, set in different times, right? I mean, the 80s, and you got the 90s, and you got early, 2000s. But yeah, I don't know, man. If you made me pick, man, I'm a big fan of the Santa Claus.
No, and that's not a bad pick. Like it's a good premise. It's it's in that era, mid 90s. Tim Allen. The one scene that kind of sticks out to me is when he's making his transition into Santa. Yeah. And the doctor's like, you put on a little weight, and he grabs his belly and shakes it and says, does this look like a little bit of weight to you? It's a good classic, and it's funny. It doesn't get a lot of shine like Home Alone does. Home Alone is on repeat. Home Alone is the movie version of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. Yeah. Like it's just going to keep on repeat over and over and over again. But the Santa Claus can hold its own, man. And, that's kind of one of those Disney classics that doesn't get the credit it deserves. So, no, I'm not upset with that at all.
And the one thing about both of them, where they were so popular and big hits that they made sequels. And, Home Alone 2 is basically not the same movie, but it's the same idea, right? It's just in New York. And it's got classic parts too. And then the Santa Claus 2, Santa Claus 3, even the Santa Claus series on Disney Plus, they all continue the story. None of the Santa Clauses live up to the first Santa Claus. I think other ones you could go with, you can go with Jingle All the Way. Bad Santa.
Yeah, Arnold. Oh man, Arnold and Sinbad.
It's up there, man. It's really up there. Not Jingle All the Way 2. That is more like Home Alone 3. It's like, why did you make this movie? You know what I mean?
The answer is money, yeah. But continue.
Even like A Christmas Story, they did make a sequel that was not good, Christmas Story 2, that hardly anyone watches or ever knows about. And then they recently did The Christmas Story, like an updated, grown Ralphie version, and it wasn't bad. But again, you're never gonna remake that classic and get the same reaction. And that's the one thing about like Elf. Will Ferrell was just like I think he was maybe offered to do it again, and it's just like, yeah, like, why mess up a?
How are you gonna outdo the first?
Yeah, there's no way to outdo Elf. One, it's an original movie, right? Nothing like other ones. I mean, you could say that about the Santa Claus, but there's always a spin with Santa Claus. So Elf was just something different we'd never seen. Grinch, the new, the old, the class. There's like 3 different versions. Bad Santa, not for the kids, but a great movie.
You can't beat that. Billy Bob Thornton, Bernie Mac.
Yeah. And even the Bad Santa 2 is okay, but nothing like the original. And I'm just naming movies now. Four Christmases is another one, gets played a lot. So I'm going to cut right to my underrated and then like newer ones. And I don't know if these were ones that someone told you about.
Well, hold on. Well, before you say that, before we move on, one thing. Shameless admission here. I have zero shame and zero regret. 2 Christmas movies I've never seen. One of them you mentioned. I've never sat and watched A Christmas Story.
Oh, come on.
Ever. Okay?
Okay.
Another one I've never watched, either rendition of the classic original or the remake, which was made in the 90s, I think. Miracle on 34th Street. Never watched that either.
Yeah, I'm not sure when the remake was made.
94, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it. I think, they used to make us watch these movies in school. So it would be, It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street. I don't go to that one, by the way. I don't. If I'm going to watch a Christmas movie, that's not it. It's like really low.
Got it. No.
It's like
no,
really low on my list. Like I've seen it, saw it as a kid. I'm like, Even It's a Wonderful Life. I used to watch it when it would come on. I did actually watch a little bit of it this year, but normally I don't. You got to be in the mood for an older movie like that. But nothing wrong with it. But yeah, I mean, ain't nothing wrong. Now, A Christmas Story, they show it for like a week in a row starting on Christmas Eve, and nonstop on about 5 channels. So just check it out. Just one day, check it out. And I find, that's like you said, you notice something different. And I think the more I watch it, I've picked up other lines and other moments where they're my favorite moments, not the ones you think of. So,
yeah, no, I get it. And like I said, those are good picks. I mean, there's not a ton to really pick from when it comes to Christmas movies, which is shocking to say that Christmas is by far the most popular holiday in America.
Yeah,
and the fact that there's a lack of, like, if you think about like all the horror movies that you can associate with Halloween.
Oh yeah.
It blows Christmas movies out of the water, just in terms of volume and quality, because there's so many. So, I mean, part of it makes, I don't know. And maybe it's hard to make good Christmas movies now because there's just so many, there's a limited range that you can have before you start to get on repeat. But, yeah, I mean, those are all strong.
Yeah, I think it's because, you got to come up with an original idea now. And, like, The Rock has got Red One. And it was an original, not a bad movie. We talked about Elf, and then you've got they tried to do they'll do a family movie and all this stuff and try to add in something to make it original, make some jokes, and it's kind of like you're trying to be like Christmas Vacation, but in a new version.
Yeah,
so they try to do these things. Another one that is newer, and I don't know if you've seen this, is Daddy's Home 2.
Okay, so is that a Christmas movie?
Well, they're getting together for Christmas.
Okay.
So, and it's set at Christmas. I consider it a Christmas movie. Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg. And it's Daddy's Home 2, not Daddy's Home.
Yeah, that's the one. Isn't that the one where like Mel Gibson plays Mark Wahlberg's dad?
Mel Gibson, yes. It is It is great, and I watch it even when it's not Christmas.
Okay, and I'll give you that. Well, I mean, I've seen I know I've seen like trailers. I think I saw a couple of reviews for it. It said it was good, but I didn't make an attachment to Christmas for it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it's like marketed as a Christmas movie. I don't think it was.
There again, I'm not sure. I saw it on TV, so it was one of those like, or streaming. When it came out, I think like during COVID, it was like, oh, I've never watched this. Let me watch it.
Gotcha.
I think it's funny that Vince Vaughn has 2 Christmas movies in 4 Christmases and Fred Claus. But I guess
Yeah.
if you count, and like somebody again, they're when you look at it, it's almost like the premise and the plot is dumb. But again, original. I like original because again, we got these classics, and I think that's why there's not more made, because we do have these classics like A Christmas Vacation, Christmas Story, Home Alone, and then we get Santa Claus, and then we Miracle on 34th Street. I feel like those are like classics, and they're the go-tos, and people just watch those. And you got to give the new ones a chance. Another newer one that got bad reviews, but I watched it again recently, was Dear Santa with Jack Black.
Really? I mean, I haven't seen it.
Again,
And
original.
that's really new.
It is really new. Like last year, new, straight to Amazon or Apple, whatever it was on.
We'll do this. Don't spoil it for me. I'll give it a look.
Yeah, I'm not,
because
I
I
won't
didn't
spoil it.
realize it was that. Like it is. It's super super recent.
It is like one of the newer, Christmas movies. I don't know of any other new ones, but then my underrated one of my underrated movies is Trapped in Paradise.
No idea what the hell that
exactly.
is, dude.
It's always just been one where I'll watch it, and when it was on, I'd always watch it. And again, I like certain types of comedy and some comedians. Now Nicolas Cage isn't it, which that's not the reason I watch it. He's not a comedian, but Dana Carvey, John Lovitz. So
Okay.
I think John Lovitz is super funny. One of the funniest people.
Yes.
I like that sense of humor. I like that dry sense of humor. Dana Carvey plays Goofy, So, again, it's an older movie. I think it was like early 90s, somewhere in there. That time frame. Not going to blow you away, but a Christmas movie that, again, I still watch it when it's on, or I'll go find it. But yeah, that's what I got with Christmas movies. It's kind of like you said, they're not remake. They're not. Again, it's got to be original. I find that a lot of people are trying to do Christmas music nowadays because they see there's a huge market for Christmas music. So to me, there's a lot of new Christmas music every year. These artists come out with albums. But as far as movies, I guess like I said, the newest ones are Dear Santa, Red One. And again, you just got to be original. And again, you never know what's going to hit. I don't know that they knew Elf was going to take off. So,
Well, I'll say this. I'm not in a quest for new Christmas movies. Those types of things have to find me. But I will tell you that if I am inebriated in any way, one of the peak forms of December, I don't have to work today entertainment is not necessarily watching a Christmas movie.
Okay.
But you can actually just watch the Christmas Channel, also known as the Hallmark Channel. And their Christmas movies are so bad that they are great. They are so poorly written and acted in that they are amazing. And it is my favorite form of unintentional comedy where I can just put it on and just point out all the missteps that they make, the horrible writing, bad lighting, terrible sets in the background, D-list actors and actresses, lazy storylines. I love all that kind of stuff, especially when I've got nothing to do. There's nothing going on. There's no sports or anything. And I can just sit and just watch it and have it be mindless. I could probably spend about 4 or 5 hours watching some garbage Hallmark movies.
Wow.
Specifically the Christmas themes ones. Just going to throw that out there, man. It's bad, but it's the best kind of bad.
I got you. I won't do that. So
And I'll accept whatever judgment's thrown at me. I'll take it. Don't care.
I'm not watching the Hallmark Channel. Just like I'm not going to watch Lifetime movies. I'm gonna ask a question and we'll move on here a little bit. Is this a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie? The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Halloween.
Okay. I've always considered that too, but I find that they play it at Christmas as well.
Yeah, no, and it does. I mean, it's got it in the name, but to me, it's a spooky-esque type movie, and you can play it during Halloween too. Good for the kids, but no, I was always associated it with a Halloween.
Yeah, I will say at Disney World they do bring out the characters at Halloween, not at Christmas.
Okay,
so Disney says
I
says Halloween. I'm also just looking for some other movies we might have missed, and like Edward Scissorhands. I didn't really never think of it as a Christmas movie. I don't know if it snows. Does that make it a Christmas movie?
No.
Trading Places.
No, it's gotta have. Oh man. Oh, damn. I'll give you Trading Places.
Yeah, I think that is definitely a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I'll give that. I can do that.
Yeah,
I can give that to you.
And again, you've always got the Christmas Carol and those, and I'm just again hitting them. And newer ones, I got another newer one, Christmas Chronicles. It was okay. I didn't get blown away. And I think if you look hard enough, you'll find some Christmas movies. So yeah, I just wanted to ask that about I saw Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm like, let's see what we think. And again, yeah, I'm with you, Halloween. But so yeah, I don't know what else to say about Christmas movies, but
no, I mean the one thing for sure, and I'm not gonna argue with anybody, is Die Hard's a Christmas movie. It starts at Christmas. It's a Christmas party. The shenanigans go down.
Okay.
Carl Winslow shows up.
Carl Winslow.
Like it's a Christmas movie through and through, and it ends, with John McClane, having a Merry Christmas with his family. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sign me up.
I got you. I don't argue. I just say I got different categories, but I'm okay with it. I knew you loved Die Hard anyways. You didn't surprise me there. Oh.
Yeah, it's part of my soul, man. I love that movie.
Okay, so let's move on to sports. We got a couple of different categories, like I said, categories here. So this is for the year of 2025. We're at the end of the year. We're at Christmas time. And we kind of split teams and players. We're going to focus on teams right now. We talked about teams that are Grinches.
So clarify that. Like, break that down. Like, describe what makes him a Grinch.
So what is the Grinch, right? He comes and he steals Christmas. He steals joy from you. Mm-hmm. He takes everything that is good and he takes it away because, he doesn't want to see others celebrate. Now, that's that part. I look at it more with we're looking at these teams in MLB, NFL, NBA, are teams that, again, took our joy. Who took our joy away? Who is a Grinch as a professional team?
Let's start with the NBA. You go on with your NBA one, because I had a pretty good idea of what you were getting at.
Okay.
But so I'm curious if my team fits, but I want to hear what yours is first.
So I'm gonna go with the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh, they take your joy and your money.
They take my joy and my money away. And they get as we've talked about before, being a Hornets fan, yeah. They get your hopes up. They act like they're going all in. And then, somebody's hurt, somebody sits out, and the next thing you know, they're 10 games below 500. And every single year, and this year is no different. You can say last year, this year, however you want to put the Hornets right at the moment. They are a Grinch. They take my joy away.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you went with a team that you're an actual fan of.
Yes.
And they are a Grinch-esque organization for all the reasons that you just said.
And what's funny is they've never played on Christmas Day in their entire history.
And they don't deserve to. But who wants to watch that? I mean, I don't know. Look, maybe they'll have a flash in the pan year, and then the league can follow it up by scheduling them on Christmas, maybe for an early afternoon game.
If Concanipple continues, maybe he will get them on Christmas.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. So I'm going to go in the totally opposite way.
Okay.
You're talking about a team that steals your joy. You're talking about a team that takes away the feel good from a sport from you. And I'm going to pick a team and an organization that does both those things. They're also not fun to watch. They're also incredibly great. And they're going to easily win the championship this year, taking the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma City Thunder are the Grinches. They're the Grinches because they're going to come and take everybody's shit. They're going to take the best from every team and blow them out. They've got probably, and this is a shot, like there's no way to say this without disrespect, probably the least popular NBA MVP that you can remember.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that fair? An SGA?
Yeah, I mean, he's getting there.
Like
I said,
I mean, like if you took the last, but even like Joker, even like Jokic, like he has some charisma. Like he's funny, he's silly, he's goofy.
Yeah,
he loves basketball, but not really. He cares about winning, but the second he gets bounced out, he's on a plane to go back to his country to ride horses.
Yeah, he loves horses.
He does love his horses, but so SGA doesn't, like, he's their star, but he's not really a star. And I told you, like, for me, like, the barometer is when regular people on the street who don't care about basketball know who that person is, that's what makes them a star.
Okay.
To me.
Okay.
But also it's the fact that you already know, and the reason why I can equate them to the Grinch is because you know that whoever your team is in the league, they don't stand a chance to beat them, then. It's not happening, not this year. They're so out and far away ahead of everybody in a 7-game series. You know it's a foregone conclusion. If the Oklahoma City Thunder don't win the championship this year, it'll be the biggest letdown in NBA history that you can remember. So, I don't see it happening. Like, they're going to take it from everybody. So for me, they're my Grinch team.
Wait, you mean them losing in the NBA Cup doesn't concern you for the NBA final run they're going to go on?
Not at all. Doesn't matter at all. Not one bit. And I think you know it. But more importantly than them not winning the NBA Cup doesn't matter. The Knicks winning it may not even matter even more.
No. It never does matter.
Because even if they come out of the East, it still doesn't mean shit. Because I'd love to see OKC destroy them.
I'm going to say one more thing about the Thunder, and then we'll move on. I actually did not want them to win the NBA Cup because I felt like it was beneath them. Because they just won the NBA Finals. But again, you know how I feel about the NBA Cup. So, or how how everybody feels about the NBA Cup except Adam Silver.
Okay, I would have loved to see them win it and win the championship.
To give it some relevancy?
Yeah, I mean, well, but if you're a great team, it doesn't matter because you don't need it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can, to me, you can be a great, and this is sports takey, hot takey thing to say. But to me, you can be a great player and not win an MVP as long as you're winning championships.
Yeah.
if you're great and you know you're great and everybody else knows you're great, like I'll put it like this, like Anthony Edwards to me doesn't need an MVP because we know he's a great player. He doesn't have to be the greatest player in the world. He'll have a fantastic career. Maybe he wins a championship, maybe he doesn't, but he doesn't need an MVP to validate him.
Hey, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And your pick makes sense. And because of the way you explained it, the Thunder are dominating, so taking everybody's joy, everybody's fun and chance of winning. Speaking of that, I'm going to shift to baseball, MLB.
Go. Who you got?
And it's the Los Angeles Dodgers. Again, they sign every free agent, and obviously they just won the championship. And I don't care they went to 7 games, and they almost lost to the Blue Jays, who nobody thought was going to be there. The Dodgers are taking everybody's joy nowadays. One, they are running their team, as we've talked, better than any other franchise in the Major League Baseball. They are a Grinch personally for me, obviously, because they took Freddie Freeman from the Atlanta Braves. And I will never, ever live that down or let that go. I just can't. Now he's winning World Series championships with them. So, yeah, the Dodgers kind of the same, like I said, like the Thunder. They're loaded, you know they're going to win, and you kind of know they're going to be there. If someone would beat them, that would make it that would be great. It's like the Yankees in the 90s. That's what the Dodgers are now. They are the Grinch. They take your joy because if you think your team's going to sign that big free agent, think again. The Dodgers will. They'll defer their money. And they'll pay them, in 2100, the year 2100.
Okay. All right, that's fair. I can see that. Okay, that's fair. I'll kind of go a different way. I'm going to go with the Mets. And along the same lines of your Charlotte Hornets take, they're a franchise that's going to consistently underachieve, consistently disappoint, in one of the biggest media markets, in professional sports. But the main reason why I'm going to go with them is because they are trying their hardest to be the Yankees and be the Dodgers. With their payroll in the last 5 years being in the top 5, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars for them to continuously disappoint as a baseball franchise.
Yep.
And I think it's because, I don't want to call their front office unstable, but when you look at the money that they're spending, the acquisition, the contracts that they're signing people to, and I think they had like an ownership shift recently. So when you put all those things into play and it's like, hey, we're just going to go and buy a great team and you still fail, it just makes you look like a ugly green-faced loser. So I'm going to go with the Mets.
I like that. They are the Yankees' little brother. And they always will be. Because, like you said, they try to be like them, the Dodgers. They try to be like the Phillies and everybody else. And
the Phillies, too. Yeah, that's a good one.
And they still fall short. They went to the World Series in 2000, lost to the Yankees, their big brother. And then in 2015, they made it again and lost to the Kansas City Royals, who had not won since the 80s. So... And then they haven't been back. And again, they normally flame out in the playoffs. And like you said, they're signing, everybody under the sun. And, if we want to talk about recently, they have signed some guys from the Yankees recently in Devin Williams and Luke Weaver. But they lost their Freddie Freeman. They lost Pete Alonso to the Orioles in free agency the other last week. And they lost their closer in Edwin Diaz. So they lost 2 fan favorites, 2 guys who were kind of the face of the Mets before Soto got there. And I don't know if that's going to work out. They made another trade. They lost another. They've removed like 3 starters already, whether losing them in free agency or making a trade. So we'll see how that turns out, but I like it. They are on the same line as the Charlotte Hornets for my basketball pick. The Mets definitely disappoint and steal their fans' joy, just like the Grinch.
Yes.
All right. Let's go to the big boy, NFL.
Go ahead and crack it open, man. What you got?
Okay. So I went with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
And again, kind of that same, they keep winning, they're always here, and they're taking our joy, they're taking our, because it's like, hey, now finally this year we will not have to watch the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. Or the Super Bowl, obviously. They ain't in the playoffs, they ain't gonna be in the Super Bowl. It will be someone else. And we got at least a year break. We might get 2-year break. Unfortunately, Mahomes is injured, right? So it's just one of those, like, you get tired of seeing the same team unless you're a fan of that team. And I think this is the same way. It was like, hey, I know Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson were definitely thinking the Chiefs are the Grinch because they can't get anywhere because the Chiefs were still around. And yeah, they started getting that stank on them of, the same old winning all the time. And then again, like we talked about before, the Mahomes crying to the refs or everyone thinking the refs are giving them calls. And I think this year, it finally did catch up to them. But they're still, to me, they're still the Grinch because again, the Swifties and the Kelsey, all that. And it just kind of got to be a lot where it would take the joy from watching football. Especially, obviously, when they were playing.
Okay. And that's fair. It's going to come with dominant teams, and they've been dominant in their division, making Super Bowl runs. Patrick Mahomes is amazing. And tragic way for his season to end.
Yeah.
You get bounced from the playoffs in a game where they had a chance to win. Tears his ACL this late in the year, which, I mean, obviously there's no great time to tear your ACL, but to lose it, to tear it so early, tearing it early in the season gives you a chance to come back earlier. And even though you may be able to write off your whole season, the Chiefs still thought that they had a chance to compete. So it was sad to see. I didn't like it kind of, happening the way that it did. Yeah. But so that's unfortunate. But to your point, yeah, that's what they do, and the Swifties and all that. You got my vote. My answer is just too easy. This is a layup. It's stereotypical as hell, and I don't care. It's the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I'm going to say this is for one reason only. One reason. I would have let the Cowboys skate if it wasn't for this one thing. The Cowboys have been mid all season. Okay? They started off, are they going to be good enough to make the playoffs or are they not? They hit a losing stretch and then they went off and won some games. Okay?
Yeah.
Of course they beat the Eagles. Yeah. They end up beating the Lions. They have some notable wins, and questions started being asked. Do we owe Jerry Jones an apology? Did we give Jerry Jones enough credit for the way this Cowboys team looks? And they were making the case publicly all over sports talk radio of how the Cowboys were going to make a comeback and win the division and make the playoffs, only for it to fall flat with a gigantic fart.
Yeah.
And I for one took offense to it because I felt like everybody was just waiting for a little bit of like a glimmer of hope for the Cowboys to have a chance to come back and win the division. I don't see it happening. And I feel like by saying those things, it was trying to appease Jerry Jones to make him feel better about the situation that the Cowboys are in. And I found it offensive. And because I find it offensive, I'm going to say, like, yeah, they're my Grinch team.
Okay. I wanted to go that way. And then I put in my notes, the Dallas Cowboys are like the Tooth Fairy.
How so?
They make money off of your loss as a fan because for 30 straight years they're losers. So they're mythical, which I know Santa Claus is mythical, Grinch is mythical. I don't know if that's a good analogy. Cut this out later if you want. But I just said they keep making money and gaining in value for losing.
Gotcha. No, I see the correlation.
However you want.
I see the correlation between the two.
Yeah, however you want to do it. But again, they are also a Grinch. I can agree with that. I can get down with that as well. And they will forever be a Grinch. Especially
They are. And it's like, and I'm looking at it, their 3 wins were against the Raiders. You know, they did beat the 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl back-to-back years. They beat the Eagles and the Chiefs,
Yes.
which we both can admit that neither of those teams are what they were last year. So it was, again, them benefiting off the hype of someone else, getting those wins, only to fart out 2 losses to the Lions and then to the Vikings. And with a tie on their record, it's a wrap. You ain't making the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, at the moment, as of this recording, they have 1% chance. But I will say this. I don't know if you saw this, and we'll go to the next. There was 2 videos of the show Get Up from ESPN. They had 2 different reactions. The first one was them when the Cowboys beat the Raiders. And Greeny and the whole guy, everybody on there were praising Dallas that their defense had gotten figured out. Their offense was rolling, how good they looked. It was just a great win. And, you know, it's still the NFL. And they were just giving them so much praise on that next morning. Then they showed the video after the Eagles just beat the Raiders. Shut them out, hold them to 75 yards. And they were like, well, you know, it's the Raiders. What can we really take from that they beat the Raiders? That's a get-right game. That's, again, I think that goes into your take of why they're the Grinch. Is, again, the media. 2 different, it was like, I'm not surprised, but it was like, oh, the Cowboys beat the Raiders, and it's, look at the Cowboys. The Eagles beat the Raiders, and it's, well, you know, they're still a team, but are they really a football team? So I found that very funny, but it doesn't surprise me. As we always talk about the Cowboys, we've been dealing with this our whole life.
Yeah, and I'm not shocked by like I said, the mainstream media bias, especially ESPN. I feel like the Eagles have gotten a lot of hate. So to put the comparison between the Eagles and the Cowboys is fine. And the Eagles have had their struggles. They have earned the criticism that they've been getting.
For sure.
That's fine. You know, a get right game. You can call it get right game whatever you want to, but it's when a team goes out and does the thing that you expect them to do against terrible opposition. Okay? And you can say whatever you want to, but I saw that score of the Eagles Raiders game.
Yeah.
You know, and I saw what the Cowboys did against them. And you can pick whoever you think was more impressive, but, you know, looking at it, I mean, you let them put up, 16 points on you.
Hey.
I mean, it's, whatever works, man.
That's right.
It's fine. Whatever works.
All right.
Yeah, what else we got?
All right, so we're going to jump to another topic, sticking with the Christmas theme, obviously, and it's the Naughty Nice list for the sports figures for 2025.
Okay. What's the criteria for this?
Well, naughty list, they've been naughty this year. So, and that means they were bad. They did something bad this year, and I don't think they're going to get anything for Christmas, or they will get coal in their stocking. I will give you my list. I don't know if you need explanations for this. I tried to do 4 to 5 of each. So here's my naughty list. Steve Ballmer. With his side deal to get Kawhi more money. And he is just, again, skating around, no penalty, nothing. No one's in a rush to punish him. Meanwhile, his team sucks, and they've also kicked legend. Of course, they kicked the legend CP3 off the team. The next person on the naughty list is Terry Rozier. He is at the moment suspended. He's been arrested for his fixing NBA games or gambling on himself to have others make money on the bet lines. So Terry Rozier's on the naughty list. You don't get Christmas presents for cheating the game. Another one, Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner of the WNBA. We mentioned her earlier. She does not speak fondly of her players or try to treat them with the respect that they deserve. Again, not going into a lot of detail, but we already know about her, like what she'd said about Caitlin Clark and other players.
Yeah.
And then she got exposed, and, they're trying to work out a deal so they can play basketball again next year. Another person, and he is not a current player. He is a former player, but he was a broadcaster. Mark Sanchez. He decided.
Oh, man, that's a good one.
He decided to, drink a little bit, go a little crazy, and stab a truck driver, I believe, delivery driver. And then he ended up, that crazy situation. So, he is definitely on the naughty list. And our last one, we just spoke about him on an episode this week. Our former coach of Michigan, Sharon Moore. He is on the naughty list. He has been very naughty. And, so he finds himself now without a job and with some issues going on outside of that job as well after his firing at Michigan. If you don't know the story, again, go look all these people up. You will see why they are on my naughty list.
Okay. No, that's a really good list. You covered a lot of ground there. And my naughty list, and I only had 3.
Okay.
But I'm going to expand this to 5 just to stay true to your list. And I'm going to go with 4, and then the 5th is going to be a name, and I think you'll understand why I throw it in there. It'll make sense. This isn't going to be too confusing.
Okay, let's go.
I'm just going to rattle it off, and this is in no particular order, but I'll just start it off with 1, Steve Ballmer.
Hey.
2, Kawhi Leonard.
Yep.
3, Tyronn Lue. 4, Lawrence Frank. And the reason why all of them are on that list is for what they did to the gentleman number 5, who isn't on the list, but he's the reason for all of those jackasses being on the list, Mr. Chris Paul himself.
Oh.
The Clippers are full of shit. And the fact that they've been able to skate all season, and look, the fact that they're having a bad year, nobody's playing well, they can't win games that they're supposed to win. The way that they sent Chris Paul home, the accusations coming out that Chris Paul had tried several times to have discussions with Tyronn Lue, and he just wouldn't have talks with him. It is, we're watching the decomposition of a franchise, and sadly, I don't think it's gonna matter because, one, they're the Clippers, and we're used to them kind of shitting the bed. And, Steve Ballmer is a novice at owning a basketball team, but just watching this dysfunction is satisfying, and it is, not only does it make me happy, it is my honor to put that entire franchise on my naughty list.
Love it. I love it. They all deserve it.
All deserve it. Super easy. And again, not Chris Paul.
No.
And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give me 1 minute. I'm gonna defend Chris Paul for 1 minute.
Okay.
Let's say that Chris Paul is the asshole that we all think he could be. The rumors have been around for Chris Paul since Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Okay. Where he's a firecracker, man. It's tough for him. It's tough for people to kind of get along with him. He's so intense and he can get on people's nerves. But the one thing you know is that guy wants to win, and he wants to win at all costs, and he wants to play basketball what he deems is the right way, and that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And it could have head coach, but for him to be disrespected like that in his final season after announcing that this was his last year and willingly going to your organization that was already in a shit show situation, and you decide to cast him out as opposed to just dealing with the issues head on, it speaks to how they're handling all the Kawhi contract stuff. Lawrence Frank being a jackass in press conferences, not answering questions. And the other thing I'll throw out there is Tyronn Lue is tied up in gambling scandals too, and nobody's talking about that shit.
He is.
So take it however you want to.
He has been, it has been implied that he is a part of it. He is connected. So, yeah, I'm all for it. I like it.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. What else we got?
So we're gonna go to the nice list, and I've got another list of 4 to 5 people. And it's funny that I got a guy on the nice list that's on one of your Grinch teams, and that person is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay,
he is on the nice list because 1, he won a championship, the first one in OKC Thunder history. He was the MVP, his first one. And again, he's just a nice guy. He just plays the game. He doesn't do the extra. People could say whatever about him getting fouls and the calls and all this. He just minds his business, man. And I like that. And I find him on the nice list. Another one, this is not my bias. This is just, I watched the Saquon documentary. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how you don't watch that and not become a fan of Saquon. If you already wasn't a fan of Saquon Barkley, but I don't just have Saquon. I got a combo with Saquon and Jalen Hurts. Because once again, I don't know how you can't like a guy who just won a Super Bowl MVP. All he does is win. All he does is come to work. All he does is just push and grind and show no emotion. Except when he threw that touchdown against the Raiders. That's the most emotion I've ever seen out of Jalen Hurts. He threw a dime right down the middle of the field to A.J. Brown, and he was pumped up, screaming. I was glad to see emotion out of him, but I like that he is business out there. He is business on the football field. And again, these 2 guys are on my nice list. Another person, Another one on the nice list, A'ja Wilson. I think she gets enough credit. But again, we've talked about this, and we're not going to get on the big WNBA thing here of who's good and who's not good and who can play basketball and who can't play basketball. But if you watch the WNBA or any games, watch Vegas, the Aces, and watch A'ja Wilson. That's, your daughter or little girls everywhere wanting to grow up to play basketball. Watch A'ja Wilson. She knows how to play basketball. Another MVP this year, another championship. So, again, for the women out there, and men some too, A'ja Wilson's on my nice list. Another and just totally different sport again, I like to hit on my wrestling, is the GOAT, John Cena. He's on my nice list for a reason. This was his retirement year. He did a whole year of a retirement basically tour where everybody knew it was his last year. He just had his last match. So he is finished now for his life, he says, from in-ring performance. And he gave us all he had this year, ups and downs with the heel turn and coming back to being the John Cena. And again, it's one of those, I don't think I appreciate him so much when he was the man. And it's kind of like now I appreciate him for, this year, and you get some appreciation for the wrestler and performer that he is and was. And just got to give it up for John Cena. He's going to be on my nice list. And my last is, I didn't know to do the team, the coach, or the quarterback. And that's the Indiana Hoosiers college football team. I mean, they've never been good. They've never been a football school. Fernando Mendoza wins the Heisman. Kirk Cignetti, he's a winner. He said, "I'm a winner," and I mean, look at them. They're the 1 seed as of this recording going into the playoff. And how can you not put them on the nice list? What a great story. What a great, like I said, just I went all over the place with my nice list. But, yeah, man, Indiana Hoosiers football team, man.
Yeah, no, that's not bad. For me, I'm going to go with I only got one name, and for this one, I wanted to go with somebody that I have a lot of respect for, that I don't really have a lot of bad things to say about them, and they have this almost pristine public image for all the right reasons, not because they don't say the things that piss people off, but I think you genuinely think of them as a good person. You would want them on your team. You would want them leading your team. And they, above everything, they've got like a good gravitating appearance to where even if you, for some reason, didn't think you'd like him, the second he walked in the room, you'd go, you know what, man, I think I do like that guy. I'm going to go with Josh Allen.
Okay.
And we know he's great. We know he's a quarterback, MVP level player. Has yet to get over the hump and actually win a championship. But he's got a good smile. He's one of those football players that you feel like his teammates will just follow him into the fire. He plays hard. We talked about the stats and the records and everything that he's broken. But his Q rating is at an all-time high, and he has an opportunity to catapult himself into the stratosphere with the Kansas City Chiefs out of the way. And this is his opportunity. The Ravens are teetering right now. You don't know whether or not they're going to make the playoffs or not. The Bills kind of hold their own, path. If they can win enough games, they'll be fine. They'll make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna go with Josh Allen. He just seems like an overall nice guy. He does all the charity work and and all that stuff as well. But just even if you, I mean, no one hates the Bills, but if you did hate the Bills, it's like, nah, I like that Josh Allen dude. He's a good egg.
Nah, I think in unless you're like one of their rival, you're definitely pulling for the Bills for their history, and Josh Allen helps you pull for them and root for them. And he's winning in life. He's married to Haley Steinfeld. And,
yeah.
So,
yeah, he's winning.
So,
he's out here winning.
So,
Yeah, that guy is a winner.
He's a winner on and off the field. And, yeah, not a bad pick at all. I like it. And that's our naughty nice list. And now we're going to go to what we do. We try to do every episode. We don't always, depending on the topics, but and our timing. But we're going to run through this really quick. We said it's Christmas, so I wanted us to both name our best gift we've ever received, either as a child or as an adult.
Oh, I'll lead off on this. I'm going to stick with I like nostalgia.
Yeah.
I like those things where you make that ask for the thing and you end up getting it. This was something that I didn't think that I was going to get. And it was something that I wanted so bad that mistakenly, I didn't realize it. I asked for one from my dad, and then I happened to mention it to my mom, and I ended up with two of them.
Nice.
And the best thing is I've got a sister that's almost exactly to the day 1 year older than me. Okay. So anything that I would play, we would play together.
Yeah.
And with one of them, it wouldn't really be any fun. But with two of them, it made the perfect amount of fun as I stood at one end of the hallway and she stood at the other end of the hallway, and we would spend hours shooting each other with the Nerf bow and arrow.
Nice. Not the Nerf gun, the bow and arrow.
Not the gun, the Nerf bow and arrow.
Nice.
Yeah, man. It was a good time. And like I said, it was one of those things. I opened the one from my dad, and he kind of had this, he saw it. It was like, okay, he saw that I was happy.
Yeah.
And my mom had this strange look on her face. And I opened the other one, And I didn't even realize that the package was pretty much the same. And it's like, well, I got 2 of them now. And then my sister just walked over and was like, okay, well, I'll take this one. And then we just, stood at stood at the other opposite ends of the hallway, shooting each other with the Nerf bow and arrows.
And that's like early on Nerf. Like, now Nerf is cool if you got kids. Again, especially boys, Nerf is always a great gift until, most of their childhood. So back then, again, that's probably, Nerf was kind of still hot and new and fresh. So
it was popping, man. I mean, I may have been 7, 8 years old.
Like I said, Nerf hasn't gone away, and they've definitely evolved. But yeah, I can see that for sure. That's a great gift.
Yeah, I missed it, man. What you got?
Yeah, so I went back and forth on some Christmases, but the one I always remember, and probably was the biggest Christmas. Me and my brother. We got a lot this Christmas, it felt like a lot. When you're young, obviously with toys, you get action figures and things like that. Toys again, like they say, it's when kids get older it starts costing more. But when they're young, like I said, I remember a lot of stuff that Christmas. I don't know what he got, but I know like us, the one that we got together, like you said, playing with your sister with the bow and arrow, Nerf bow and arrows. So I guess this was like a combo gift for us. And at the time, we only had one figure. And our grandparents had gotten that for us. It is the WWF LJN wrestling rubber figures. They were big. They didn't move.
I remember those.
They were rubber. And we got we got the ring and we got all, I don't know how many. So that was the Christmas, that we played with them. And, of course, now it's WWE, and they just are now coming out with them again. But you can't get them because they sell out immediately.
Immediately.
I wanted
that nostalgia.
I wanted that, Hulk Hogan, because that was the first one we had. And, of course, now they've got, they made a Dusty Rhodes when he was in WWF, and Logan Paul and a John Cena. So me being the big kid and, toy collector that I can be sometimes, I wanted them, but never could get them or get to the store. They're always sold out. But yeah, that Christmas was again, getting those wrestlers. We beat the crap out of those things, man. They had marks all over them. But yeah, that was it.
Nah, I remember those, man. Like I said, I was never big on wrestling, but I remember seeing like all the commercials for them.
Oh yeah.
And I remember seeing other kids have them. That's a good one, man. Again, nostalgia's undefeated, man.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's one of the strongest. If you could put nostalgia in a bottle and sell it, you'd be worth trillions.
Yeah. I mean, again, if I could go back to the 80s and 90s, I would. So let me turn on Alf and play with my G.I. Joes. I'll be good.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
All right. So that is it for this Christmas episode 2025 for Fanatically Speaking. And I am Kent, the co-host and promoter.
I'm Log Off, the Log Off legend, hater of social media, co-host and producer of the show. For this episode, go to the comments. Put in what your naughty nice list is. Put in what your favorite Christmas gift was as a kid, et cetera, et cetera. Just throw it in there. Put it in the comments. Put it in a review. Who cares? Send it to other people and just ask them, see what they think. Everywhere, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, all the social media platforms that I am not a part of, I know you are. Yes. So just share it there. Like, share, review, follow, all that jazz. Social media stuff.
Yep. And again, like you said, podcast, you can listen to us on all podcast outlets that are out there and available. Again, go listen, like it, share it, comment, download, same thing you said, log off. Do it all. More the better.
Got it. Yeah, absolutely. That's it, man.
All right, that's a wrap.
That's all I got.